Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Esports.net recap show. My name is Oliver Bass, otherwise known as Bass and Pass, joined alongside by none other than Pyro J. And welcome back to the Esports.net recap show, a show recapping key moments and key events from around the world of esports in the last week. And firstly today, we're going to talk about a rather interesting development in Team Vitality leaving Fortnite. And by that, we don't just mean, saying, all right, goodbye to a couple creators and a couple of players here and there. They have dropped their entire Fortnite roster, and while this may seem like, not necessarily the largest news, it's kind of indicative of what we've been seeing throughout all of esports recently, Pyro.
Yeah, there's sort of a move or even a sort of narrative right now that esports could be taking a downturn and different orgs leaving their esports or funding and sponsor sources kind of depleting here, an impending recession maybe upcoming. But I think with that dark rain cloud above us in that narrative, there is still a shiny beacon of light that is piercing through those clouds, Bass. And I want to talk about the fact that Fortnite isn't going anywhere just because Vitality is leaving. Let's talk about what Vitality is doing already. They're in League, FIFA, CSGO, RLCS. I got the hoodie right here, baby. VCT. They're content ambassadors. They're working on a lot of different platforms. And Fortnite still has backing from some big orgs. You've got Become Legends that are well known in FNCS. You got Tundra Esports still there, cooking. And guess what else is cooking, Bass? A lot in the game of Fortnite. Chapter 4 was just released with a new map. It's probably one of the most beautiful games out right now. And finally, it's touted as one of the best, if not the best, BR game. That is a style of game, Battle Royale. In my opinion, Bass, it's not going anywhere. Apex still popular. Warzone's still popular. Fortnite has a very solid foundation to still stand on.
I think the big thing that we're starting to see now is that FNCS is a lot less both lucrative and sort of interesting to these higher level organizations than it once was. Fortnite at its peak of popularity was undoubtedly the largest esport, heck, largest game on the planet in terms of both viewership and the esport itself pulling in new viewers. Now you look at it nowadays and it's a little bit of a different state for a number of different reasons. I actually work within the Fortnite scene. I have worked on the past 2 lands within DreamHack Circuit in North America, and I've been able to see this firsthand that for a lot of these organizations, it's the ones who are consistently putting up numbers that are really making a difference. And that sounds pretty, standard. It doesn't sound like it should be something different, but the reality is back when Fortnite really was this monolith of an esport and this monolith of a game, you could pretty much just have anybody, and as long as they had a decent amount of popularity within Fortnite, you were most likely going to be able to pull in decent revenue for your organization, decent streamers, decent all that type of stuff. The issue for the competitors as it stands right now for Vitality is they just aren't the best of the best anymore. And what it looks like right now is that for a lot of these organizations that are kind of trying to figure out where to put their funds and where to most focus on for their esports in the future, things like Fortnite, where the viewership, again, is waning. We're not seeing as much popularity for those that aren't necessarily the best of the best. It's difficult to go, okay, cool, we'll pay you $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, upwards of that per month. And so these players are just kind of stuck in a rough place. A good example of that is that right now, for pretty much everybody that's on the top 10 list of Fortnite all-time earnings, they're all going well over $1 million. Millions of dollars are being at play for Fortnite. I mean, heck, the last LAN that we saw for FNCS was $1 million competition. I think it was like 200, 300,000 going to the first 2 players, and they were a duo. That's hundreds of thousands. Comparison, Vitality overall has only earned $357,000 in total, and they had multiple players. I believe 4 different players within FNCS and within competitive standings. And again, it's just not what Vitality is looking for. They actually did end up putting out a statement. Our strategy to develop the best European teams has pushed us to focus on smaller selections of high-level ecosystems. We want to thank all the players, the staff, as well as the Fortnite fans for all the work they've accomplished and joining us on this journey. And again, this just fits the narrative that you and I have been talking about, that they're looking for places where it's going to be more bang for their buck. And the reality is Fortnite is not necessarily, like I said, the monolith that it once was.
Yeah, listen, Vitality, that is 4 years in the FNCS scene. Since 2018, they've been there. So with that 350 plus grand already accrued by that league, that org, that is great. But I think you're right, Bass. There's some heavy hitters that are already pushing this scene to where it is still going. But we still bid adieu Vitality in their FNCS run. And now we're running to from one topic to another. That takes care of it at FNCS, but we haven't stopped talking about all kinds of esports or just gaming topics that have surfaced in the past week, the latest of which is gaming in a Tesla?
It's a rather interesting topic, and it's not necessarily a brand new one. We have seen this before. Tesla actually ended up putting out the ability to play, I believe it was Mario Kart within their vehicles at least over a year ago at this point. So gaming within vehicles has been an idea for a while. The reason that this is so prominent, though, is it has Steam integration. It has worked with the largest game platform on the planet and has now made it to where you can play pretty much anything within a car. And this is big for, I would say, the video game space just due to the fact that, you know, it's showing the accessibility to video games has, I would say, flourished over the last 10 years. When you and I were growing up, the only way you could get to play video games was either you had somehow a PC powerful enough to play some of the top-end games coming out, or you had a console. That was it. That was really your only two
Bass,
options.
I am going to tell you this. We did have a minivan with a little TV in front of it.
Okay, my bad.
You could hook a little arcade game in there, but yeah, we're taking a step up with Steam-powered games. That's a massive library now available in the Tesla.
Oh, it absolutely is. And honestly, this is something that we've been seeing. Like I said, it goes from what was all of these few ways, you know, the consoles with the powerful, to you can play that on a phone. I don't know actually where my phone was. I was going to hold it up, but I don't have that. But heck, you can play it on a phone. You can play it on a tablet. There are people playing it for thousands, millions of dollars because they have a tablet and are able to play in mobile competitions. So this just kind of goes with the narrative, like I said, that accessibility for video games is continuing to expand. It really is a very interesting thing, especially considering cars are going to be around. Cars are the main transportation in most countries on this planet. And if you all of a sudden have the ability to, you know, stop at a rest stop and all of a sudden just play some video games while either your car refuels, your car recharges, or maybe you just recharge, it's kind of an interesting prospect for the future.
Interesting, but I don't want to blow it out of proportion either, Bass. I mean, let's talk about Valve's Steam Deck that's already been available. If you want to play portable Steam games, you can.
That's going so well.
Okay. There's other mobile gaming devices that aren't just a mobile phone. There's the Switch. I got one. I enjoy playing that. I mean, the Tesla, it's coming out with some interesting capabilities, and having Steam integrated is definitely a big step. But is it more so a big step that is a little bit late in the game of just the mobile era of gaming? It's already available in so many different ways. So it's interesting. Do I expect esports competitions and players to be held in a Tesla? Not quite. Maybe the Tesla truck can set up a LAN, Bass. I don't know, but I'm not so sure that this is as big as it really needs to be or could be. But hey, you know, good for Steam getting some more gamers involved in their games.
Hey, listen, I'm happy in any way that we can push video games to a larger market, but I do have to agree with you. It does kind of seem like not necessary, I think is the best way to put it here. But who knows? Maybe we'll start to see gaming inside of cars become the normality as time goes on. Only time will tell at this point. And speaking of time, we are out of time here today. Thank you again to everybody for joining in for the esports.net recap show. Once again, my name is Oliver Bass, joined alongside by none other than Pyro J. Hope that you guys enjoy and stay tuned for more content next week. Have a good one.